Early voting continues across Shelby County until October 31st and Election Day set November 5th. Voters will make a number of decisions on the federal, state, municipal levels when they cast their ballots, including right here in Memphis. Bluff City voters have 4 city charter referendums on the ballot, including a gun control measure that has 3 separate questions for city voters to decide. To give us a breakdown on those referendums, we're joined by Mike Carpenter, principal at Carpenter Civic Strategies. I was absentee voting with Lady Doris, my mom, and I was just like, there is no way someone can not know what they need to say in this ballot booth before they have to know before they go.
Right, you definitely have to study up because it's long questions, lots of verbiage, and so it's gonna take a while if you're standing there in the booth trying to read it and trying to understand what's there.
Okay, so we're gonna just jump right in. All right, the first referendum, Ordinance 5884, the runoff for mayor. What does that really mean?
Well, what that means is that a candidate for mayor has to have 50% plus 1, or more than 50% to be elected. What we had in this last election and what we've had historically are candidates who got less than 50% of the vote. So, for example, Mayor Paul Young only got about 28% of the vote. So a majority of the people who voted didn't vote for Mayor Young.
Okay, so if you say yes to this, and then if you say no, can you show us the difference of what that would mean?
Right. So let me start with the no. If you say no to that, it stays just the way it is. That candidate could be elected with a plurality of the votes. So you don't have to have a majority, and whoever gets the most votes wins.
Immediately, right? Because or you have to basically taxpayers foot the bill for another election, but that's been going on.
That's right. So if you have the runoff, then a candidate has to have 50% of the vote. So if they don't get it in the first election, then the top 2 candidates would run off to get 50% of the vote, and so that would be another election probably in early December. Now, this could be avoided. That could be avoided if the state would allow Memphis to do what it voted to do in 2008, which is to implement ranked choice voting, which is a little bit of a complicated subject to get into today. But the point is, there's a way to do it instantly as opposed to having a separate election about 6 weeks later.
Right, and then fewer people turn out, so then it's like the winner could be, and it's just interesting. All right, let's look at the next one. That is Ordinance 5893 to set salaries. So, yes, the City Council setting salaries.
Yes, so this
for themselves and others.
Yeah, this is a tricky one. So, so what it says is that the City Council would have the ability to set the salaries for the mayor, the directors, the chief administrative officer, and for themselves. And Mayor Strickland previously vetoed this resolution, and then Mayor Young vetoed the resolution, and then the council overrode it to put this on the ballot. Those for it would say that it creates more accountability, that the city council is the taxing authority, they raise the revenue, and so they ought to have more say. Those against it would say, one, the city council probably shouldn't be setting its own salary, at least while they're in office. They could set it for future council, and that the mayor is the CEO of the city by charter and therefore should be able to set the salaries for his people.
So if you're against it, you basically keep it the way it is.
That's right.
Okay, let's look at the next screen. We have Ordinance 5913, eligibility requirements. Tell us about this. Yeah,
so this comes out of the last mayoral election. You may remember that Floyd Bonner, Sheriff Bonner, and Van Turner were 2 candidates, both who lived outside of the city of Memphis. And when the Election Commission determined that they couldn't be on the ballot, they sued and won. A judge said that
you can live outside of Memphis and run for office and run a city that you don't live in.
That's correct. I mean, I think the understanding is that you would have to, if they had been elected, they would have had to move into the city.
Okay.
But to run, they did not have to have lived within the city. So what this says is that to run for mayor, you have to be 18 years old and that you have to have lived in the city for at least 2 years.
Okay, and then our next slide. So this next slide, you said that the next 3 can only take place if the legislature allows.
That's right. These are non-binding referendums, and so it's in a sense gauging the pulse of citizens in Memphis about gun control measures.
Ooh, Lordy. Okay, these are the big ones. So let's get through these and make sure to give me time cues because I know that we could run long on this. But Ordinance 5908. That is the handgun rules.
Right. So, under Ordinance 5908, there are three questions, and the first question is about would require, or not require, but the voters would say that we want citizens to have a permit, a handgun permit, to be able to carry a gun, and that if they're carrying the gun in a vehicle, that if they leave that vehicle, it would have to be locked up. So it'd have to be locked up in the glove box, in the trunk, or in a safe of some kind, so that it couldn't be stolen. We have a serious problem in Memphis of guns being stolen out of vehicles, and so this would strive to prevent that.
Okay, there we go. And then the next one, 5908, assault rifle ban.
Yeah, so the assault rifle ban would say that that you cannot purchase in the city of Memphis an AK-47, AR-15 style weapon. That those who already have them could own them if they have the permit that the other would require, but that those couldn't be sold within the city of Memphis.
Cannot be sold within city. Okay, all right. And now the 5908. That's protection orders. Well, first of all, with the handgun permits, and can you just talk about why this is such a big deal right now? I mean, we know that crime is way up there.
Right. So we have a problem clearly in Memphis with gun crime, and previously in the state of Tennessee, you actually had to have a permit to have a handgun. But the legislature a few years back said, you know, we think that that you don't need it to have a permit, that's counter to the Second Amendment, and so they wiped away any rules that required a handgun permit. And so now you can own a gun, you can carry that gun in public without a permit or without any requirement for training or without a background check.
Okay, and then there are kind of two schools of thought with enforcement as well. One is that, you know, you don't want profiling or, you know, targeting of citizens, but then the other is that if you can't really handle this gun, you can't handle it. So anyway, there are a lot of little things that are in all that long wording. Okay, now the last one, protection orders. Ooh.
Yes, so this one, and this is the longest one, and because it lays out a process, it says when a judge could issue an order that allows the police to confiscate an individual's guns. The idea is that if a person is an abuser, a domestic abuser, and has a gun, if a person is having a mental health crisis and has threatened to kill themselves or to kill someone else or harm someone else in any way, then the court in an emergency situation could say to the police, you can confiscate that person's guns temporarily. And there's a process for how that has to happen. It's very specific about who could actually ask the court to do that, and then what takes place to get those firearms back once it's been adjudicated.
And what is the likelihood, knowing that the state legislature implemented the free gun carrying, do you think it's likely that these could actually happen?
Not any time in the near future. I mean, the legislature is very much pro-gun, pro-National Rifle Association, pro-Tennessee Firearms Association, and so clearly this is a
litmus test.
A litmus test, yes, a good way to put it, to send a message.
Yes. Okay. Well, I really appreciate you getting this all, and I put a printout with the for, against, yes and no on live@9.tv, and just can't thank you enough. See you Election Day.
Yes.
Here to break everything down for us. All right, Mike
Great.
Carpenter.